Hello, welcome to the first pub football special. We're looking to do these every single week. So if you have a topic that you'd like us to talk about, leave us a message in the comments. You can also send us a message directly as well. Please like and subscribe to our channel, Pub Football. I'm Miles, this is Jimmy. We like to talk about football, we like to drink a beer. We talk all about the Premier League. Our first special is all about relegation, because the season is sort of, the league has really taken place now in terms of structure of the league table. However, it's been one of the weirdest Premier League seasons ever in regards to who could finish where. For me, as high as ninth still aren't safe halfway through the Premier League season. So ninth place is Crystal Palace, 10th is Arsenal, 11th Everton, 12th Southampton, 13th Newcastle, 14th Brighton. Then it goes Burnley, West Ham, Watford, Aston Villa, Bournemouth and Norwich are the three teams in the relegation zone at the moment. So we're going to look at all the teams today from ninth down and talk about whether we think that they are going to be in danger of going down. Right at the end, we'll pick the three teams that we do believe will go down at the end of this Premier League season. We're just about at the halfway mark now. I think we're just past, actually.
Yeah, we are.
Just past the halfway mark. So all of these teams are at risk. A couple of them we think will be absolutely fine, but there's only 9 points that separates 18th. 8 points that separates 18th and 9th in the Premier League. And with another 18 odd games to go, it's not safe.
I think you can even look higher. Like Wolves are 9 points ahead. That's nothing.
Sorry, Wolves will be fine. Spurs will be fine. Let's start with Crystal Palace in ninth. I think Palace will have enough. I think that what they've done this season is what they'll continue to do and pick up points and wins at the right time to stay up in this Premier League season.
No, I think Palace might go down for several reasons. Firstly, I think it'll be key to see what happens with Zaha. If Zaha goes, they're in massive
Zaha hasn't
trouble.
been the talisman that he's been in recent seasons this year.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I completely agree with you. But also, Palace haven't really had a blip all season yet.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's going to come. They aren't a good enough side to go sort of 3, 4, 5 games without having a little bit of a sticky patch. And the problem is they're only 9 points ahead. It doesn't take a lot to change that.
It's only 8 off 18.
And you look at someone like Southampton, like 5 games ago, they were in massive trouble. And where are they
now? They're now a point behind Palace.
Agreed. And it doesn't take a lot. I know Max Meyer went off injured. He'll be out for months.
The thing for me is Palace have done that, yes. And there are a couple of teams down there that could do it. They're not all going to do that.
No,
they're not all going to have that run. And Palace have done enough in the first half of the season. They're 11 points off the fabled 40 points safe mark. They're going to get 11 points through the rest of the season. They're going to get 2 wins and 4 draws. They'll get that.
Oh, don't get me wrong. They should do that. But I always remember back in the day, Hull started beautifully. Had an absolute shock.
Yeah, but they weren't this good. They weren't this. Well, they might have been.
But you say this is the most unpredictable Premier League. Yeah, literally the season of it's going to be crazy.
You look at Jordan Ayew though, and he's in a purple patch. He's scoring goals. I think he'll keep scoring goals.
I'm sorry, he's rubbish. He's an absolutely rubbish footballer. He's overpaid. His brother's overpaid at Swansea as well. They're both terrible.
I do think St. Tosun was a terrible signing.
that's the thing that makes you go, oh, that's a terrible.
They're linked with Cole Walker-Peters at fullback, who could go either way because he's played some good games for Spurs, some terrible games for Tottenham against the better teams.
I agree. I just hate Crystal Palace. I know you do. Them.
I know you do.
I don't think they shouldn't be on the amount of points they're on as it is.
No.
And to be fair, you could take 9 points off of them and they'd be about right.
Well, I still think they're going to do enough. I think they're going to continue exactly how they've gone this season. They'll lose some games, they'll draw some games, they'll win where we don't expect them to, and they'll win a couple. That's what they'll do. They'll take points off teams, and that's why Palace are going to be absolutely fine. Arsenal in 10th, they'll be fine. There's no way they're going down. We don't even need to discuss that. They'll be absolutely fine. Everton also will be completely fine.
New manager bounce, it will happen eventually.
It's not even with the new manager bounce. They're just too good. They're too good a side. Now they've pulled away. They pulled away when Duncan Ferguson came in, and now Ancelotti's there. They're not going to go down.
They've got through that horrible kind of fixture, horrible fixtures. They're through that now. They should be fine.
28 points, 12th, a point behind Palace, 7 points to the relegation zone of Southampton. If you'd have asked me this 6 weeks ago, I would have said Southampton are on their way out of the Premier League.
You mentioned this for weeks on end. Southampton were always going to be lingering.
However,
they're miles ahead.
They're fantastic now.
As you say, 3 wins, 4 wins, job done. That's literally job done.
The one problem is if Danny Ings gets injured, they could go into another.
I just think if Danny Ings stops scoring goals, I think they've got
I don't
no
think
one
he
else.
will. I think he's too good to stop scoring goals. The thing about Danny Ings is, and people might think, oh, it didn't work out for Liverpool. The reason it didn't work out for Liverpool was because of injuries, and then they changed the system to suit Bobby Firmino. But if Danny Ings hadn't got injured, he would be playing the Divock Origi role, and he would be scoring a lot more goals than Origi scores.
Yeah, agreed. I just think you take he's 40% of the team's goals that Danny Ings is.
Yeah.
You take that away, they would be pretty much stone cold last.
If Ings stays fit, Southampton stay up. If Ings gets injured, they could find themselves dragged back into the fight.
Long doesn't score goals. Gineppo's in and out. Who else plays up front?
Redmond's
Che Adams hasn't scored a goal yet.
Redmond's not consistent
No.
enough. Ward-Prowse is probably the next best bet for goals.
Unless he got 10 in 10 or whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but it's
Ings
like
has got
that,
10 in 10. Yeah.
which is crazy. And you take that away, they'd probably be 12 points better, sort of worse off than they are at the moment. They'd be banging it.
But Hasenhüttl is managing Danny Ings quite well. He's not starting every week.
No,
Some weeks he's coming off the bench and then still scoring. But
He's not good enough to start every week. He's not fit enough. He's
that's the
injury-
problem. He's injury prone. He's been managed well. Southampton, I think, are going to be fine.
So do I. I think they could easily finish 11th. Easily.
Right, the first team that I think might get dragged into this is Newcastle. 26 points. They're 5 points clear of 18th at the moment, in 13th position. And they've got a huge injury problem right now. Steve Bruce has done a fantastic job this season. Yeah, they're not playing that well. They spent way too much money on a terrible striker, which was actually one of the catalysts for Benitez leaving, that he didn't want Joelinton. And we can see why. He can barely control the football. He doesn't score goals. He's crap. He's useless. Andy Carroll's proved to be a much better striker. Almiron scored a couple now, so that will hopefully help them. But Newcastle could get dragged right into this relegation fight.
I think this month is the most important for Newcastle compared to anyone else in that bottom sort of 10.
Right.
If they can get players through the door that are going to make a massive difference, they'll be fine. I think, as you said, the injury issues are huge. As you say, if you've got Isaac Hayden playing at left back, you're in massive trouble.
Yeah.
If they can just get bodies through the door that are good enough, they'll be fine. I think Steve Bruce has done a fantastic job so far.
I think they're going to get dragged right into the fight.
It'll be give it 3 or 4 more games, see where they are. But at the moment, they're fine. But it could change.
They're 5 points clear. They're not fine.
No,
This is the thing. We
But
can't
you keep
get
saying,
carried
but Arsenal
away.
are only 9 points ahead. They could get dragged back in.
No. I'm sorry. That's complete. That's a different situation. The new manager, the improved performances with Newcastle. We can't look at with this Premier League season. We can't look too much about league position. We can't think 13th. You're fine. You're 5 points above relegation. If Aston Villa win 1 and you lose, they're 2 points behind you.
No, but I get that. But a point at Wolves is a great result.
Yeah, it is a great
Don't
result.
look at that. And if they win a home game next time out, they're fine.
I think they're getting dragged right into this. 14th is Brighton on 24 points, 3 points above the relegation zone.
They're fine. I'm not going to go into it. They're fine.
No, again. I think they'll do I think they'll continue to do what they've done this season. They'll stay 3, 4, 5 points clear of relegation throughout the rest of the season. However, it doesn't take much.
Agreed. And that's why I think Palace might get drawn into it. You might not think that, but I think, as you say, I quite like the way Brighton
Brighton are
play.
more likely to get dragged in than Palace.
Oh yeah, but I like the way Brighton play football. Pod's done a great job so far, and as you say, I think they'll be at least 6 points above the relegation zone by the end of the season.
3 points above means you're going into the final day not safe.
That'd be more. That'd be miles in there. That'd be fine.
You think? I think they're going to stay around where they are now. Their 14th is about right for Brighton.
Which you look at it by the end of the season, that's great.
It's a great season. I think the Newcastle slip behind them. I think there's a couple of teams below them that will get above them in that Premier League table. Burnley are in a relegation fight. I'm sorry, they're on the same amount of points as Brighton. They're in 15th, but they're looking way worse. Ashley Barnes is out for a while. Jay Rodriguez was ill at the weekend, but he's not really set the world alight since he's come back. Chris Wood is playing well, but Burnley are in a relegation fight. I heard Micah Richards tipped them to go down.
I think there's a point with the way Dyche plays football that you could just go, it's not working anymore.
Yeah.
And when you don't have a plan B, which he doesn't, they're not good enough to play football. And all they do is pump it long, hope Ashley Barnes would win it. They're very good from set pieces, but they've got nothing else. They don't have enough quality to play football.
Dwight McNeil will get sold in the summer.
Good player. And they'll go somewhere really good.
They've got the perfect player for the way they play in Aaron Lennon on the other side. Because I remember him at Spurs when Peter Crouch was there.
Yeah.
What Aaron Lennon does very well is he doesn't try and drill it, he doesn't try and whip it, he stands the ball up. For people like Chris Wood and Ashley Barnes, that's a perfect cross.
Yeah,
but it's not working.
Yeah, agreed.
But it's not working.
And yeah, they've been found out this season. They were lucky last season because they weren't great either.
They were,
And
they started really well. They were up in 6th a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
4 weeks ago, they were up in 6th.
I just think you look at it, Dyche reminds me of Howe will come on to Bournemouth. I think he's just getting to the point where it's getting stale.
Yeah.
Just change it up. And
you call for Dyche to get sacked?
Not at the moment. But if they continue to go backwards, and they aren't too far above it at the moment, and they're not playing very well,
they're going to get dragged into it.
And there's going to be a couple of there's going to be chairmen out there who are going to start to panic.
Yeah.
Bournemouth's one of them. Burnley's one of them. Newcastle, as you say, might think about it. I don't think they will. But there's a couple who might go, do you know what, we need to make a change, otherwise we're going to lose 40, 50 mil a season.
Yeah.
They are in trouble. They're not playing very well, and they're not scoring goals, and they're not very good.
On to 16th, West Ham, 22 points, 1 point above relegation. However, they have pulled the trigger on a manager. They've got David Moyes in. Yes, the loss against Sheffield United was unfortunate. They absolutely battered Bournemouth, but that's more, I think, on how poor Bournemouth are. I think West Ham will pull away. Anderson seems to have a little bit of renewed oomph about him. I think that they've got the type of players they've bought in. Oh, who the hell have they bought in? What's his name? Fellaini. They bought in Marouane Fellaini. David Moyes signing. I remember you telling me. Guess who they just bought in? What's the most David Moyes signing?
Will be coming in soon. Don't worry.
Yeah, but the thing is, it works for West Ham. For West Ham this season, that works.
Oh, I don't
Aaron Creswell's left foot. The way he can whip the ball. You've got Haller. You've got Fellaini, you've got Yarmolenko's there, but you've got Antonio's, all very good in the air, and that will work for West Ham, and that's the reason why they're going to stay up. It's going to be a tough season. They're not good. I don't think they're going to push up to 7th, 8th sort of area where they think they could have.
12 or something, and they'll take it.
They're not going down.
As you say, there's them and another team we'll come on to who are going the other way. There's teams that are going backwards. West Ham and Watford are going the other way. Yeah. We'll come on to. They'll be fine. I don't like David Moyes. I don't think he's good enough to manage West Ham, but he's going to do enough this season.
I think he is. I think for this season he is. He's got an 18-month contract. I think he's good enough. I think that David Moyes, Man United sort of ruined him, but we forget that before that was a very good manager.
I don't disagree, but I just feel like they need a change, and I hope they're going to get a young manager who's got a little bit of vibrancy and might, like an Arteta, go and do something different.
David Moyes will start next season as West Ham manager.
I hope not, because he's terrible.
No, he's got an 18-month contract. He'll stay. If he keeps them up, he'll stay. That'll be the task. Keep them up. He'll get a transfer.
We've been off in July. I can see it already.
I don't think he will. 17th. Sorry, Watford have finally climbed out the relegation zone for the first time this season. Yes, they got Tottenham next week. If it doesn't go well, they could be back in the relegation zone. But Watford are going to jump a few of the teams that we've talked about already, and they're not going down.
Oh, 100%. They will absolutely boss Bournemouth. They're miles better.
Yeah.
And their squad is filled with quality. And they're only going one way. And what a change. Pearson, Shakespeare, absolutely fantastic combination.
Shakespeare is the man behind the scenes.
Yeah, of course he is.
Who doesn't get the credit with Pearson at the helm.
No, agreed.
Shakespeare's doing an incredible job there as well. And Pearson... The thing about Pearson is he embraced all the players that went off against Bournemouth, and he looks like he's brought a togetherness to that squad.
100%. And everyone is playing to their maximum. I agree. The second, it was quite good that Pearson and kind of Deeney got fit at the same time, and it's just it's made a massive difference. And
but at the same time, he made such a minor tactical tweak that anyone would have said this is going to work. Watford have been shoehorning in Deeney and Deulofeu as a front two for way too long. Yeah. And then they brought in Ismail Assar, and they played him off the right, but still with that front two. It just makes more sense that Deulofeu is way better off the side, Sarr's better off the side, Deeney through the middle. They've had to drop Pereira, but Pereira hadn't been performing. And then with a solid midfield three, it's just, it's not even like tactical genius, it just makes sense.
And even players like Dawson are not being highlighted for doing something wrong. They're just steady now. And
Mariappa's played well at right back.
It's just steady. There's no mistakes from the back four. It's just steady football, and they're great going the other way, and they're going to be absolutely fun. Ishmael Sarr's a great player, by the way.
Yeah, I tell you who I do like is I like Adam Messina at left back too.
Yeah, agreed. Really good footballer. And was it Keena?
Keena in the midfield. Yeah,
well,
he's not playing much.
No,
off the bench.
Decent.
They're playing.
They've got some really good football.
They're playing Capu Decore and Chalobah.
Chalobah's great.
Chalobah's good. Hughes is there as well. Yeah, they're very good. Watford aren't going down. I don't think they will.
No.
I think they'll stay up. I think they'll comfortably stay up.
I see them finishing 10th. They're a really good side.
They'll bounce through those positions now. They'll go past West Ham. They'll go past Burnley, Brighton, Newcastle. So they may go past Southampton as well. They might even go past Palace.
Yeah,
they could finish in the top 10. I think it might be a stretch. I'm looking at about 12th, but from the start of the season, Watford fans will be delighted from that. Now let's go into what is the current relegation zone. Aston Villa are in 18th on 21 points, and quite simply put, they're not very good.
They're a one-man team at the moment, aren't they? And if he doesn't play very well, they don't play very well.
No.
And I thought he played all right yesterday. I thought he was the only person who had...
He couldn't really get into the game.
No, they didn't boss the ball, and whatever he did, I thought he did quite well when he got the ball, but he was just starved of it, unfortunately.
John McGinn getting injured was huge.
Yeah, the rest of that midfield, they brought in Drinkwater, who's rubbish.
Drinkwater
Lansbury's terrible. Hourahan's not good enough, to be perfectly honest, and
marvellous Nakamba, while he has a great name, is not so marvellous on the pitch.
No, and going top ends, Wesley's not good enough.
Wesley's out for the season.
Exactly.
Don't forget Wesley. What they have confirmed today is that Pepe Reina's coming in goal. That will at least
love that. Love that.
That will at least add an experienced head. Tom Heaton getting injured. They played Nyland against Man City.
He's terrible.
Well, yeah, there's nothing he could do against Man City in the 6-1. He couldn't have done anything with those goals. But Pepe Reina, what he does have is that experienced head to guide the players through. Tyrone Mings is not the answer to England's centre back problems. He might not even go to the Euros. He had a purple patch. He was playing quite well, but he's not as good as people thought he was.
He's got a mistake in him.
Yeah.
I quite like him. I like his athleticism. He looks great, but he's just got a mistake in him, and he isn't very good. But yeah, we'll see. But they are in trouble.
The first team really in trouble, and the bottom two at the moment: Bournemouth in 19th on 20 points, and Norwich in 20th on 14 points. I think they're the two that are definitely going down. Bournemouth yesterday against Watford at home were poor.
Oh, they were terrible. They had nothing going forward.
And why is Eddie Howe playing Nathan Ake at left back? He's the best centre half they've got.
And why is he playing Solanke?
Solanke's just garbage.
Just ghost walking around the pitch, not doing anything. It's terrible.
Solanke will be good to start for Bournemouth next season in the Championship because that's the level he is.
I don't think he's just terrible.
Might even be League One.
He's not even good enough to do that at the moment. He was terrible. Yes, I watched him and. He'd lose the ball, he'd get angry with himself, he was not tracking back, he's not working hard, he's just rubbish.
Yeah.
He really is bad.
He's rubbish.
And Ryan Fraser's another one. I feel like the transfer gossip got to him.
In the summer, yeah.
He's another one who's done nothing.
And Brooks being out has been huge. And we forget about Brooks. Brooks at the end of the season would be a great signing for one of the top 6.
Brooks for me is a better version of Harry. I like Harry Wilson, but Brooks is better than Harry Wilson. What's his face?
Callum Wilson's not scoring.
Norwegian, what's his face? I can't remember his name.
Norwegian.
Forward.
King. He's been injured.
Yeah, I quite like King as well.
King being injured has been huge for them because he's the one player who sort of... Him and Callum Wilson seem to work well together, and that's one of the reasons why Dominic Solanke is having to play. But Eddie Howe's making some weird selection choices as well.
I also think they can't defend properly, which is a massive issue.
No.
They keep just gifting goals to teams. And if
Jack
you do
Stacey
that,
at right back's made the jump from League One at Luton last season. It's not really working out so far.
And I quite like Travers in goal, but the mistake, you can't do that at level when you're not scoring goals because you're just putting yourself on the back foot.
I'm not sure playing Mark Travers was a good decision at the weekend in regards to... the Ramsdale's been playing quite well in goal. He's a good young goalkeeper. He'll come from AFC Wimbledon to Bournemouth this season. They had Artur Boruc on the bench, who has had a moment of madness in his career, but the way Bournemouth have been playing recently, the slump they're in, Mark Travers is 20 years old as a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
The experience of Artur Boruc might have been just a better option for this game against the team that will jump them, the team that are on the up out of that relegation zone.
Yeah.
I think that the experience might have worked better than the youngster. But Mark Travers was fantastic at the end of last season. Unfortunately,
he played in one game, mate.
Against Spurs, and he was great. But
again, in the mid-table game, it didn't really matter. When push comes to shove, when you're trying to get points, go with experience.
Yeah, exactly.
But the problem is that back four, Steve Cook was terrible yesterday. Who was the other one? He was the captain. I can't remember his name. Simon Francis was terrible. They're both terrible, and it's not good enough.
Mephem's out, which is a big loss. They're
He's
back
terrible as well. They're back four.
Their centre backs. No, and Nathan Ake's a very good player.
Yeah, but
it should be Ake. It should be Ake and Mephem with Adam Smith and a left back.
I think there was a thing saying since they come to the league, they've conceded the most goals in the Premier League. I'm not surprised. They can't defend properly.
They're going down.
I agree. It reminds me of Dice. It's just getting stale.
Yeah.
Do you pull the trigger? I don't think that's fair on Eddie Howe, but
Eddie Howe will get another Premier League job.
He will, but for me, it's a massive kick in the teeth for him because his stock was really high this time last year, and
this time 2 months ago,
and he might be struggling to get a
we were
lower
linking
league
him with Everton, weren't we?
Yeah, he might be struggling to get a West Ham,
even a Burnley or Brighton.
And that's a massive
he's managed
shame,
Burnley in the past, remember?
It's a massive shame, but he can't get his team to defend properly.
He'd be a great shout for Newcastle if they get rid of Steve Bruce.
He'd do really well there. We'll see.
On to the bottom team and the team that are just gone. 14 points. They right now are 8 points off Watford in 17th. Norwich City, they've tried their best, but they're going out of the Premier League. They've been ravaged with injuries. It's been a bit unfortunate for Daniel Farke, but at the end of the day, they play pretty football, but it's not football that keeps you in the Premier League.
I love Norwich. I really do. I think they're great. I love the way they play football. I love the fact they give it a go. I know they've had injuries. I know they've lost Leeds in about 6 games on the trot now. It's getting slightly ridiculous. I just love them. I think it's great. And if they would have got promoted this season, they might have had half a chance. I think they're one of those teams who you looked at a year ago. They should never have got promoted. They were nowhere near that level. Pookie got them there.
Pookie and Cantwell will go. Aarons and Lewis will go as well.
Yeah, apart from that, the rest of the team's terrible.
Almeida looks all right.
Ben Godfrey's a decent player. I quite like him. But it's a shame if it was this time, if it was going into next year and they got promoted with a year of being close to it, another year of Farke doing what he's doing, really good side. But they unfortunately just
you think they come up a year too early.
Yeah, and they just haven't got enough points, bless them. And I when they beat Man City, it was a great point where we thought, oh my God, they're doing really well. Just don't have enough.
Right, let's pick our 3 to go down. And we're going to have to agree on this, so there might be a little bit of discussion. I don't think I don't know if it's a cop out or not, but I'm going the 3 in the relegation zone now.
No.
Villa, Bournemouth, Norwich, all going down.
Norwich, Bournemouth, and for me, it's a toss up between Newcastle and Palace.
No, and the reason for that is Aston Villa might get some points. They're not going to make up 8 points on Crystal Palace.
I think
Bournemouth are more likely. Bournemouth, if all of a sudden the switch flicked, are more likely to gain that amount of points on Palace than Aston Villa are the way they played this season.
I think Villa have enough. I think they will just do it. They will just get enough points.
I disagree. Completely disagree.
I don't care if you disagree.
I think the teams above them are all better than them.
I think Newcastle are in massive trouble, and I don't think they're going to buy anyone.
I think Newcastle will finish a place above the relegation zone, but I think Aston Villa will go down.
That's fine.
I think Burnley will be there as well, there or thereabouts. I think Palace aren't getting sucked in. I'm sorry, Palace no, they're too far away now. I know it's only 8 points,
Give it a
but
month,
that 8
mate.
points.
Give it a month.
And I think they'll be 12 points above. I think they're just picking up enough points to just keep edging up. That's what's going to keep happening through the season.
I think they've done that for too long this season.
I think they'll keep.
They're going to have a blip, and it's going to come.
There's too much distance between them and the relegation zone. Burnley and Newcastle are the ones who'll get sucked in. Brighton, I think, will be fine. Watford are going to keep climbing, and West Ham will climb above them as well. It's Burnley. For me, it's 3 of Norwich, Bournemouth, Villa, Newcastle, and Burnley. I don't think you can look above that.
I completely disagree. I think in a month's time, Palace are going to be 3 points above it, and we're going to be laughing, going, "Oh my God, they're right in the mixer, aren't they?"
I don't think they will.
And then they wouldn't have bought well. They just got toasted and can't score a goal.
Yeah, but I think they'll just keep.
Space.
I think Roy Hodgson's too good a manager as well. If they had a different manager, I think that potentially Roy Hodgson will do enough.
I get that, but I also agree there are teams there who Newcastle in trouble, Burnley in trouble, Villa in massive trouble. Yeah. Bournemouth are gone for me unless they suddenly have an absolute worldie and get sort of 3 wins on the trot. And you go, wow, That's not going to happen.
Right, this is going to go too long if we try to get to an agreement. So I'm going to pick my 3, and I'll let you pick your 3. My 3 are the 3 in the relegation zone right now. The Aston Villa game against Man City just confirmed it for me. Norwich are going to finish bottom. Bournemouth will finish second bottom, and Aston Villa will probably finish in the third bottom by a point, but I think they'll go down. Your 3.
Norwich, Bournemouth, Palace. I think Villa are just going to finish above them.
Palace aren't going down.
I think Newcastle just above that. Burnley.
I'm going to keep that clip for when Palace finish 9th, because they're just going to stay around the area they are. Anyway, that was the first ever pub football special, the relegation special. We might do a transfer special next week, going through halfway through January, to say what teams have bought in, what they still need to get in the January transfer window. It might affect what we've just said in this relegation special. Let us know what you thought. If you agree with us, if you disagree, Palace fans especially, please just tell him he's stupid, because you're not going down. Palace are not going down this season.
Palace fans are exactly the same. They're still thinking we might still get relegated.
No, they're not going down this season. Anyway, as always, at the end of pub football, there's one thing left to say, even though it's a special. Cheers.
Cheers.